Melissa, can you speak to us a little bit about Skyward Academy?
I certainly can. Skyward Academy is the program for students on the autism spectrum that I run.
Okay.
And it's a very unique concept, of which right now there's nothing else quite like it in the Cincinnati area. We are a highly
I could imagine it would be very unique.
It is unique. We are highly individualized.
Okay.
We basically take children on the autism spectrum that may or may not have other learning disorders associated with them.
Okay. Now, what's your age range?
Mainly 8th through 12th grade, which is older
Okay.
kids. However, we're now starting a 6th grade and up program.
Okay.
So
Okay.
because of parental demand. So
Okay.
it began as a more traditional 8th grade through high school program.
Okay. Okay.
And it's going down now to 6th grade.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
because of demand.
Yeah,
so,
that's good. That's good.
We will, and we'll leave it pretty much at that. We won't be doing the little kids. So there's a number of other programs in town that are quite successful that work with the younger kids.
So basically, you kind of saw this need.
Exactly,
said,
and that's
"Hey."
actually how it started. Was this need with a group of parents and a group of teachers that we were like, we couldn't find something that already existed that did what we wanted it to do. So long story short, we made our own program.
That's
basically.
great. That's great.
So, and it's very unique. We have a selective admissions process.
Okay.
That families that are interested go through a process where we truly evaluate, seeing if, in fact, we can meet the needs of that child. We don't just have an open enrollment policy, not because we want to exclude anybody, but because we want to make sure that we are the right place to meet the needs that they have. So, and if we're not the right place, we'll refer them to other places that would be better suited for them.
Okay. Okay.
So, we are a collaborative effort. We are actually housed within another educational program as far as our facility.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which is what makes us very unique. We are actually housed, and we share building space with Leaves of Learning, which is an educational enrichment center here in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And so we use part of their building for our program, and that allows students at Skyward to participate in enrichment classes through Leaves of Learning if they have an area that they're interested in and if it would be a good fit. So, for example,
So they're getting that socialization
exactly
aspect of
with
it.
the more typical kids who are not part of the Skyward program. So I can have a student, for example, that receives all of their academics through us because they need that intensive academic instruction, the one-on-one, the two-on-one, the three-on-one, because our groups we work with are very small. We do a lot of one-on-one instruction, a lot of 2 or 3
So very,
students
very
with
small
teacher.
class size.
Very, very small.
Okay.
More like individual small group tutoring than traditional classroom.
Okay.
But they can take their academics that way, and then if they are interested, for example, in art or theater or acting or something like that, or even cooking classes, things like that, they can take a class through Leaves of Learning
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
So, and that helps them work on their social skills with other students who are not on the autism spectrum. And that has proven to be a wonderful partnership for both our Skyward students and for the Leaves of Learning students. It truly has been a learning experience for both sides.
That's great.
And that's one
That's
of the
great.
benefits of it. Now, all of our Skyward kids do not take Leaves of Learning classes. It's very individualized, so it all depends on where the child is at, frankly, when they come in. They do, some of them receive speech, some of them receive OT, depending on what support systems they
Right,
need.
right.
So we provide every service that a more traditional school would provide, but in a totally different way.
And in a
it's-
very
It's
individualized,
a very specialized, individualized
small
way.
group.
Yes. I have some students, because they really, to be successful, need that one-on-one. They spend a large part of their day working with teachers one-on-one,
Now,
or maybe 2 students to a teacher.
Now, Melissa, if somebody's watching this and they say, you know what, this might be the answer for my son Johnny. Okay, I want to check into this. I want some more information. How do they go about getting more information about Skyward Academy?
They can, well, first of all, they can look at our website, skywardacademy.com. That's easy. Tried to make it simple. Tried to make it simple.
And that's the best way.
That goes into detail about our program. It talks about how, no two students at Skyward follow the same schedule and the same program, because they don't. Everybody's different. Goes into a little bit about what we offer besides academics, the support services. We also do social skills training, and that's a huge piece for students on the autism spectrum, is actual social skills training and actual social skills instruction.
Right.
Both in a social environment, a school environment, and in a more workplace-oriented environment.
Right.
So because our goal is to help them get to the point where they can interact better within their larger community. So that our website goes into those kind of details, and that's kind of a first stop, and there's even a frequently asked questions page on there.
Okay.
And then the next step would be to
so
get
that
in
would
touch
be
with us.
so that would be skywardacademy.com.
.com.
Okay.
And there's actually on that website, there's a link that they can click contact us.
Okay.
And it will send me an email where they can
Since
ask
that's the way
that's the way
you get reached. Okay.
And the next step is to actually come and sit down and talk.
Okay.
I usually spend 2 to 3 hours with a new family that's coming and checking things out, because we really talk a lot about their child, where they've been, where they think they're going, what the needs are, to really see if we think this might be a fit.
Well, certainly you don't want to be you don't want to be wasting a child's time or their parents' time or anything such as that.
And also the whole idea of, I don't want to set a child up to not be successful, because transitioning is so hard for kids on the spectrum that if you're putting them in a new school environment, you don't want to have to pull them out 6 months later or a year later even, because that just makes things more difficult for the student and for their family. So we really try to make sure that what the parent wants and what the student needs fit with what our program is. And if it is, then the next step is we actually go look at where the student is in their environment now.
Okay.
And we actually spend some time with the student in their present environment, and then we bring the student to us.
Okay.
And kind of see. So it's very personalized. It's very individual. Because here again, we're looking at academics, and we are very academically focused. That is a primary thing.
Okay.
But we're also looking at the whole social piece.
Okay.
And
which
here
is
again,
huge.
the social piece both within the autism community and the greater social piece, seeing how we could fit them in with Leaves of Learning and the opportunities that Leaves of Learning offers through their enrichment programs, because they have a wealth of different classes that are available, for our students that have an interest in those areas to go into.
So if I want to get in touch with you, I go to skywardacademy.com, and then I can get as much further information as I need. Then click the link.
Yeah, there's a contact us thing on there, and
boom,
bam, it sends me an email, and then I'll get back with you.
And you can begin that process.
We go through there, exactly.
Okay, that sounds great. Again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
No problem.
And certainly we'll be back next month to talk a little bit more about the autism spectrum disorder. Thank you very much for joining us.